Burusu.
Burusu.
Burusu?
Yeah.
Okay,
Burusu.
a small kitchen. Everyone has a story, and every story is unique. But there is nothing as unique as hearing the story of a people from the people themselves. For this story, I was fortunate to have a natural storyteller from amongst the good people of Finima in Bonny Island to share with us a little glimpse of who they are and what truly makes them great. This package comes with some insights about the Finima Gigiwari, its canoe house, as well as the Amadupudupuyo, its memorial monumental cemetery, and a sneak peek into the palace of the great Finima chief.
We're not really cannibals, but when wars were fought in those days, it is recorded that some of the people that were captured were killed, they were cooked, they were eaten.
Wow!
They were cooked in these pots. These are the original pots that were used to cook the enemies of the community.
Wow! Special thanks to Charles, a man blessed with many talents, for making this boat an enjoyable and enlightening experience. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts afterwards. Thank you. This is day 2 in Bonny Island doing our tour. Still lucky today to have Charles with me. He's going to be taking me around to some new other places. You'll hear from Charles shortly where he's taking us today, and he will give us some more insights. I'm truly lucky to be in a very wonderful environment such as this. It's such a peaceful, serene environment, and I can't wait to share a glimpse of how the entire Bonny Kingdom looks like with you. Finima has been a good vibe. Make sure you click on the subscribe button, like this video, share with your friends, and spread the gospel about Bonny Kingdom. Catch ya.
And welcome to Finima community again. Welcome to my community.
Yeah, thanks Charles for taking us around your community.
Thank you, always a pleasure.
Where are we going to today?
Okay, so today we are going to do a little tour into the Finima community itself. Yesterday we went to a settlement, a fishing port settlement, but now we are going to do a little tour into the community itself. We're going to start with the boat house. The Bonny Kingdom is made up of houses, and the house system represents how the people put themselves together, their rulership, the way they led themselves, and how they did business. And one of the things that we also did was, in the olden days, we also fought wars. We prosecuted wars, and it's a hinterland, it's an island, so the wars were actually prosecuted on the sea. So we had different houses that were able to put themselves together and prosecute these wars, and they call them War Canoe houses. The canoe of the house, or the boat of the house, represents the war strength of those people. So just behind us is the Finima War Canoe House, and so I'm going to take you through the olden days canoe. Now they no longer fight wars or prosecute wars. It's now used ceremonially for celebrations. So we call it gigi. So for celebrations, so when maybe a monarch dies, or we want to celebrate, we just come out, and for the boat regatta, this is what represents the brown house of Finima community and the people itself. So please come with me. Let's go see the Finima Gigi house. We'll start from this beauty over here.
Okay.
So this is what it looks like from here. You can see the artwork. And so it represents the strength of the people. It represents their resolve to defend themselves, to defend their land. Their resolve to be together and defend the integrity of the people. So you could see old cannons as well too. Come with me. Let's look at the boat.
Wow.
Okay, so this is what the War Canoe looks like. The boat house actually placed close to the water, so you just push out and go to war.
Wow.
So please let's come closer.
Okay.
Come closer. At different times, different things are mounted at this point. So this could carry over 20 to 30 persons will be here, and ammunition's mounted on it, and people paddling on the left and on the right, just as you saw the figurine outside. It's people mounted on the left, so it's actually moved by hand. There are no machines to this, there are no engines to this. This is actually propelled by hand. So the young able men speed up with it and they they go towards. So people are paddling, others are shooting, and all of that. So this boat that represents the strength of the people, it represents our resolve to defend our land, our resolve to, in the olden days, our resolve to be our own people and not be subservient to anybody. So this is the Finima boat house.
So have you ever been on one of these boats?
Never.
So now imagine you were asked to come defend Finima. If you were in those era, would you have considered the possibility of being a warlord?
Yes, I would have. I definitely would have considered the possibility, because living for self is not enough. One must learn to also live for his people. Your posterity is by living for others, not just living for self. So I would definitely have considered.
I can only just imagine myself being one of the warriors mounting this canoe.
Yeah.
And
maybe you'll be a paddler.
So you think I don't have the capacity to shoot the guns? Oh, well, I'll surprise you. So this is really nice and interesting. I could have imagined how life was back in the day.
Yeah. It was not a silent movement. There was always music inside. So people were playing drums and with flags, and it was always colorful. So today we use it for our boat regatta to celebrate senior citizens or monarchs and all. And you see them come out in their colors. And this is the same with over, I think, about 13 houses in Bonny Kingdom. And it's always colorful. You would see some bottles on it. So that is, the tradition will be done before they go out. So they make some incantations and pray and all of that for it to go. So it's a whole lot of spiritual stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine those incantations.
Yeah.
So but you've been talking about houses.
Yeah.
So can you please just enlighten us what you mean by houses in Bonny Kingdom? Like, how does it work here? And just take us through a bit.
In Bonny Kingdom, we run a semi-autonomous community whereby people come together and they form, a family forms a particular unit. But as it grows, it becomes a clan. That clan is called a murusu, like a small kitchen. As you give birth, as you keep on growing, that clan grows. As you people get married, it keeps growing and growing. You could also adopt people into that clan. Gradually, by recognition, maybe by the king, it now becomes a house. So this housing system, I would show you when we go to the next place. I'll be able to explain better when the housing system came in and how it functions around here. So for now, just take note of this. When we get to the other point, you would see the history of how the housing system started and when it started, because this was not how it used to be before. But it's a semi-autonomous community, so each place has their own chiefs. Each of the houses has their chief that directs the affairs of that house system. We have about 34 in the kingdom. It's divided into the major and the minor houses. And we also have the Dwawaris. So those are the 5 founding houses. All of that I would explain as we go on to the next one.
Yeah, so I particularly like the sound of the murusu.
The murusu.
The murusu.
Burusu.
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 Yeah.
Okay,
Burusu.
so it's
a small kitchen.
A small kitchen.
Yeah, it's a kitchen, so it's like a clan.
I've learned something new. So we are taking a drive through the Finima community now. What area is this?
Okay, so this is a Zone 5 axis, but we just moved from the Zone 5 axis. Now we've just entered into the Zone 4 axis. Then over there is the jetty for. Currently, we don't travel from here. What we use this jetty for is the local boats that brings in stuff. So this is an island. So let's go this way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we just moved from Zone 4 area. We are going to Zone 3.
We are in a new location.
Yeah.
So where are we and what's happening here?
Okay, so this is actually the center of the entire community, the entire Finima community. To my left is the Finima Town Hall. This is the venue for meetings and all of that. This is where we call the general meetings of the house, of the Brown House, and every other community meeting is held here at the Finima Town Hall. Then behind me we can only take a sneak peek inside. It's the palace of the chief of the community. The next place we'll go to, which is our place of interest, is where we call the Alapujupuyo. It's the burial spot of all the chiefs of the community. So every chief that had ruled the community, we have a burial spot. The burial spot had also been prepared for subsequent chiefs that will also pass on to glory. This place is locked now, so I wish we would have been able to see, because some form of history was also done from here. So this is the Memorial Monumental Cemetery, now known as called Amadapu Dupuyo.
I can also see some young men doing and displaying their football skills.
Yes, with little or no facilities, but the resilient African spirit in us. a resilient African spirit in us would not let us stay and do nothing. So we're having fun in our own way, yeah? Welcome, guys, to the palace of the Amadabo of Finima, a very beautiful edifice. And we'll not be able to go in, but I'll send Sly some pictures of what it looks like inside. Wonderful, wonderful edifice. But I'm going to show you some sights from the inside. So we just came from the boat house. It's called the Arowari, the Gigiwari, and we told you that it was a place of defense for our people. It's a mark of defense. But so one of the things you would see around the palace is the local cannons everywhere, representing wars that were fought. You see the local cannons everywhere.
I can actually imagine what it felt like back in the day when there were wars.
Yeah. So come and I'll show you an interesting part of this palace. So we're not really cannibals, but when wars were fought in those days, it is recorded that some of the people that were captured were killed. And when they were killed, because of the unavailability of food and all of that, they were cooked.
Wow.
Eaten.
Wow.
They were cooked in these pots.
Wow.
So these are the original pots that were used to cook the enemies of the community.
Wow. Guys, did you hear what Charles said? That people who were captured during the war were killed, cooked, and eaten. And these were the pots that were used to cook them.
So you could just go around.
Well, I am happy I was not born at that time. And I was also not an enemy of this community. Maybe Charles would have been one of those who would have eaten me up. So guys, words cannot express how grateful I am to Charles. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy, a wonderful tour guide. So this is not his full-time job. So they are constructing a road that comes into Bonny Island, and that would probably make it easier for people to visit this island when the road is fully ready. So like, you know, I've been saying Bonny Island. So it's an island, and it's completely, the only access to the island is the water. But when we have a road, then tourism to this part of River State may be better. Thank you very much for watching up to this point. And I hope I am motivated enough to travel to new places, showcase what people have in those places, and share my experience with you. So please stay glued, stay seated, subscribe to the channel. Please tell your friends to subscribe, and let's take our African voices to the rest of the. I'll see you later.